Welcome to Firearms of America. Today I am talking about, well, my favorite thing, Glock 17. Actually wanted to make this video for quite some time now. I wanted to talk about the upgrades that we make to our Glocks. Whether it's Glock 17 or Glock 19, you always think about, well, very basic, very blank thing. I kind of want to personalize it, and as you can see I did some personalization already on this thing myself. You think about, well, functionality. Let's improve the features and also let's improve the looks. So in this video I want to talk about the modifications that we do to our Glocks and honest outlook on these modifications, whether they really do bring value and functionality and improved features, or they just, you know, simply for the looks. And I'll give you an example. Mag extension looks awesome but completely useless. I know I'll probably get some hate for this. I do realize it myself, trust me. I have it. Look, I say it's useless and I have it myself. Why? Because I think it looks absolutely amazing when it looks like this compared to a regular OEM magazine that has a higher capacity. I mean, look at this. It looks terrible. If you do want more rounds in your Glock magazine, you can just buy an OEM Glock magazine with more rounds. That's really the whole point. You really don't need the mag extension. It looks cool though, alright? And looks do matter also for personal reasons. But I do have to say, guys, if you do decide to get yourself a mag extension, make sure that you get something from quality vendor, not just some random garbage. For right here, for example, I have from Terran Tactical, and it is, wait, is this from Terran Tactical? No, wait a second, this is not from Terran. I also have from Terran Tactical, which is actually, I believe, made from aluminium. Still looks good, actually very good. Well, probably almost better than this, but this one is OD green, which I painted myself. So anyway, the point is, if you do decide to upgrade, get it from quality vendor. Don't buy that, because there are a lot of them, like $10–15 ones on like eBay. Please don't get that. This is disrespectful to your Glock. Okay, moving on. Sorry, still recovering from my Colorado trip. Magwell, and here as you can see I have as massive as probably possible of a Magwell, and this is the competition Magwell from Terran Tactical, which again, if you're getting an upgrade for your Glock, get the good quality stuff, not just the random garbage. Personally, I think it does add value. Honestly, you can be just as good with a mag exchange. I mean, if you have that muscle memory, you can be as fast as your muscle memory allows. Not in my case, obviously. Magwell, well, it does add, it makes the Magwell itself, well, the Magwell makes the Magwell, whatever, you get the point, of the Glock like 6mm maybe wider. So I mean, size does matter after all. I think, and this is debatable, and probably on this one I will ask for your help. You can comment in the comment section below. It would be great. What do you think? Magwell, is it really worth? Is it really an addition to features and functionality? We have the grip, and as you can see, my Glock 17 is nicely stippled. I mean, look at this stippling job. It's absolutely impressive. Probably because I made it. Very humble. But stippling, I think that is to me a 100% definitely unbelievable improvement to the functionality. Yeah, that's good advertisement, right? And also adding the whole new feature, which is basically you taking your hand and dipping it into, I don't know, Vaseline, and your slippery hand, and you grabbing it, and it still bites into your hand just enough to give you a perfect grip for your recoil management. But with this one, even more of a disclaimer, of a warning for you. If you really are deciding to go with the stippling, obviously it cannot be undone, alright? This is like permanent, like a tattoo. If you're doing it yourself, you really have to have patience. Like, imagine stabbing grip thousands of times, doing it as perfectly in line as possible, and each stab is the same depth as the previous one as much as possible, and doing it again and I mean, and also smelling the burning plastic for hours and hours and hours. If you're doing it yourself, be prepared, because just random a few, like, you really have to check out some horror stories of stippling. There are some pictures online, check them out. I mean, it's like, might as well throw the gun in the trash. And also, if you're finding someone who's gonna do it for you, make sure that they know what they're doing, alright? Like me. Wow, very humble. Okay, moving on. I think grip, definitely. Does it add to the looks of the gun? No, it takes away. I think it looks completely ugly, but functionality, that's all that matters. Going further, we have our mag release. Now, if you search for, and I'm sorry, I'm sniffing, Colorado messed me up big time. If you haven't seen my yet to the Shark's Tooth, it's being uploaded in the process. I think I'm on part 8, episode 8 that has been uploaded. 20 miles hike, 2 climbs, climbing the waterfall, climbing versus mosquitoes and rain. If you're looking for Glock upgrade online, chances are most likely you will get one of those like bright red, bright yellow, bright green mag release that are like in aluminum or something. Honestly guys, this is probably one of the only upgrades that I'll be like, just throw it off the list, man. Come on, don't do it, please, just don't do it. There's absolutely no point. It just shows that, ooh, look at me, bling bling. Don't do it. It's bad. Unless, okay, there's only one reason to justify that upgrade. I don't think they have them for Glock 1917 yet. I might be wrong. I don't stay up to date on those things, although I probably should. They have steel magazines, and with steel magazines, they also send you a different mag release, which is actually made of metal too. Why? Because if you use steel magazines with your regular mag release, because it's plastic, it's gonna be worn out. Moving further, slide. We have our slide. So what upgrades to the slide? Chances are, if you've seen, you know, some of the upgrades that are done to a Glock, you've seen slide cutouts, some cool engravings, all that sort of stuff. Honestly, all of that engraving and cutouts, visually, yeah, it really adds some style. I love that. I love the cutouts anywhere. I love the engravings. It looks great. But I think it also adds to functionality, especially the cutouts. It's because you are literally cutting out the slide becomes lighter. And really, this part of the gun, the barrel and the slide, are the heaviest parts of the gun. So you are significantly reducing the weight, which is great. I mean, if you're carrying it, a good tip, while you're sending your slide for a cutout, get a cutout for your RMR. Yes, and I'm saying RMR, we will get into optics and flashlights later, the stuff that you actually add to the gun. Okay, moving further. Slide release. This one's very debatable. The stock slide release is completely okay. I mean, it's operational, it works. There are plenty of extended, and I say extended because there is like a little bit extra notch. If you are really upgrading a slide release, I recommend this specific one, and it's OD green because I painted it. It's not originally from OD green. It's from Cagworks. I think that's what they're called, Cagworks. And it's not only extended, and legitimately extended, I mean, even my short fingers have plenty, easy catch for the slide release, but it's also raised. And I like the fact that it is raised here because it opens up this little ledge where the original slide release usually sits, and some stippling opportunity, giving you extra kind of push here with the thumb, which is a very, very little detail, but all these little details in your grip make your grip as perfect as it can be. Now with the slide release, let's move on to the barrel now. As you can see, yes, I didn't upgrade to the barrel. I really wanted to eventually get a suppressor. If you are not planning to use a suppressor or a compensator, really don't need a barrel. I mean, it does add a little bit of length to the barrel, obviously improving terminal velocity of the round. Obviously it's a match grade barrel, so it's a little bit better quality. It's gonna be a little bit more accurate. But functionality wise, I mean, overall, you're just as good with the OEM barrel on your Glock. It really is, for the most part, just as good. This one does change the looks, obviously. It makes it look much better, so yes, there is that looks, and obviously suppressor. But I had this Glock 17 and I had it for a long time, and I still don't have a suppressor, so you see, kind of pointless. Some people might say, oh, what about compensator? If you never shot a gun with if you never shot a gun with a compensator, I recommend shooting the gun with a compensator first, because a lot of different people have different reactions. Some are bothered by the smoke, all the smoke that it creates. Some are bothered by the flash that it creates. Some don't like it to use in darker situations because that flash is it's bright and it's up. And it's not all the compensators, it's some compensators, so you have to keep in mind. With all that being said about the compensator, at the end of the day, the benefit of the compensator in kind of balancing out the recoil is so minimal. It's really hard to justify that extra money and all that flash and all that smoke. And keep in mind, real estate on the gun. At least an inch you're adding to the length of your firearm. And will you be able to find a holster for it now? Sights. I wanted to mention sights next because I talked about the barrel, and if you are getting it for the compensator purposes, not the compensator, the suppressor purposes, make sure that you get yourself sights when you are upgrading your sights, silencer ready sights. And as you can see, what makes them silencer ready is that they're actually taller than your standard sights. If you don't care about the silencer ready sights, it might be a little bit hard to justify upgrading the sights. Okay, yes, steel sights, okay, better quality. Okay, maybe you like fiber optic, great. Maybe you just like regular 3 dots. Okay, great, but you're spending like $100 on a good quality sight. Not even good, maybe decent. Probably closer to like 150 on a good quality sight. I mean, stock sights, they work just as well, if you think about it, at the end of the day. And just because it's plastic, I mean, really, have you seen Glock sights cracking or something or melting? No. If you like night sights, that might be a little bit of a justifiable upgrade. For example, I absolutely love night sights, and to me, they add a whole new feature and a whole lot of functionality. It's very, very personal, so I'm gonna leave it up to you. And the very last upgrade that I wanted to mention here is the trigger. And this one is also very, very personal. As you can see, right now I have stock trigger, but not really. Because I upgraded that stock trigger to one of those ghost trigger assemblies that you really just replace one piece of part that connects the trigger itself back to the trigger assembly, and it makes it like half a pound, maybe a pound lighter. And I also polished it very, very well. And it's obviously a gun that has been shot many, many times, so trigger here is as perfect as it can be for a Glock trigger. Most of us seem to be so used to the Glock triggers that we really don't need any upgrades, any fancy stuff done to it. I've shot Apex triggers, I've shot Agency triggers, Timney. There were a few other ones I've shot plenty of different Glock triggers. Timney was especially standing out of the crowd and really adding that crispness and fast reset, and I thought it was great. That little bit, again, minimal of a difference for how much it costs, and I think it's like close to $200 because you're literally replacing everything. You're replacing the trigger, you're replacing the trigger assembly. It's a whole completely different trigger assembly. Do you want to do that? Yeah, I don't know. Okay, let's finish up this with optic and flashlight. If you are getting both, I think both add functionality, obviously, and the features, definitely. And one thing that I wanted to point out with optic is that I personally like is that it makes for a much easier, much faster racking. I mean, you can rack the gun anywhere from anything just from your body with one hand. It's easily it's great. If you never tried it, try it. Besides, obviously, making it so accurate, I mean, it's really hard to miss at your target with a red dot. Same thing with the flashlight. I mean, it adds, you're at the night, now, walking around without any problems, and also if you get a good quality, which brings me to my next point, most of them, they have strobe effect, and strobe effect in close combat situations, room clearing, it's a whole brand new universe, all right, of possibilities whenever it comes to being tactical, whenever it comes to combat. If you're buying yourself an optic, a flashlight, both or one of them, get ready to get into the expensive territory. Do not buy those $50 flashlights, optics, or even $100 or even $150. If you want quality optic, you're looking at like $400, all right? Which $400, let me actually look up how much Tricon RMR. Holy freaking cow, $720? I'm sure there are probably better, not, I'm sorry, better, different models of this, a little bit cheaper, because I'm pretty sure I heard $400 somewhere. Maybe it was used, I don't know, but 400 stuck with me. But as you can see, get ready to spend some serious money. And the reason why I don't even know anything about this is because I didn't even look into this, because this is like budget outside of my territory right now. Alright, I need to grow into this. I'm not there yet. I do want one, but I'm not there yet. But until I'm ready to buy that, I'm not gonna put a crap, because don't put crap on your Glock. It's just completely counterintuitive. Let's just say that. And the same thing with the flashlight. If you want to get a quality flashlight, you're looking at like Surefire. Surefire is the sure way to go about your firearm, alright? Because it's quality, it will last, it has the features, strobe is there, and it's bright. Yeah. So let me know in the comments below, guys, what do you think about the upgrades? I mean, obviously, if you want to go beyond this, things are limitless. There's conversion kits like that Ronin review that I did quite some time ago, or for example from Meta Tactical, Apex, check out, it's pretty cool upgrade. It actually turns your Glock into a bullpup rifle. Yeah, with a 16-inch barrel. I've done a review of that, check it out. I mean, that thing is it's pretty cool. Is it necessary? Well, maybe, possibly not, because you can get yourself a bullpup rifle that is ready to be a bullpup rifle, but it's not gonna be a Glock. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. Always appreciate your time. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'm hoping to see you in the next one. God bless.